Good day, everyone. Group 5 is assigned to tackle urbanization, society, and culture. It contains the topics evolution, theories, reason, effects of and for urbanization. I am Ronald ABC II, and I'm gonna be the first to talk about the topics assigned to our group. Now, let's start. Have you noticed how the living of people has changed through time? Have you noticed that before, people used to live in small places and rather scattered than close to each other? But now, it's the opposite. Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? Uh, do you know what's that process is called? That is what we call urbanization. The process wherein people will move from rural areas to urban areas. But what is the difference between rural and urban areas? You may ask. Well, the difference between rural areas and urban areas is that rural areas have a little number of people and are situated closely situated scatteredly, while urban areas have a big number of people and are situated closely to each other. Take a look at the cities today. These are urban areas. We also have urban ecological processes. These are processes wherein involves the study of ecological patterns and processes in towns and cities. And it also has different concepts such as dominance. This refers to the situation where one is in a city having a controlling social and economic position in relation to the other areas. It basically means that it is dominant. Gradient. This refers to the condition of the diminishing dominance of an area in the cities. It is fading. It is no longer dominant as it was before. And then segregation. This means sorting out of grouping individuals or groups in areas based on their common activities or characteristics like occupation, religion, or nationality. For example, it is specific persons are Roman Catholic, then they are grouped together. Centralization. This refers to the groupings of services in a particular city area, such as central businesses, district or district. It also the clustering of certain specialized institutions and facilities. For example, within a city, there are specific areas closely suited where can avail hair cutting services. And then, evasion. This refers to the entrance of new population of facilities into an already occupied area. And now let us talk about the evolution. How do you think did we reach this point of change and our development with the structure of our homes and residence? Well, since urbanization has evolved through the years, it started from semi-permanent villages. It is when people already have the knowledge and already practices early agriculture, but like its name, not totally permanent, meaning it was subjected to change still. So then that's how we reached to the next. The permanent settlements emerged, and in these settings, there have already been developments, especially common. In these settings, there have already been developments, especially economic. In these settings, there are in these settings, there have already been developments, especially economically, and it is include trades which lead that pave way for the developments for their cities. And then now, let us talk about the ancient city. As they were the first, their population is already big, but the developments with their living are not massive yet. They still experience limitations such as with their transportation, as there are not many or enough vehicles at that time. And when it comes to resources, like for example, with their drinking or clean water, they only have a few. And also the structure of the cities is based on their city walls that look like boxes from the aerial view. After that came the Roman Empire, which brought improvements to the structure as well as the services such as police, fire, and other things. But during this time, it was not developed yet and could only cater a few. When industrial revolution emerged, come also were the modern cities, as the cities were developed due to the economic activities it brought. For example, during this time, there was already manufacturing of products. They, they could already produce the needs of the people within the cities, and so because there's are need of workers and buyers or users, the cities have expanded as they would work together. And during this time, the services such as police, fire, and sanitation were already developed, and there was also a creation of roads. There was electricity. After that are the future cities which can provide the needs of their people. They can already have their own food, sanitation, and among others. There is also education, which made the people knowledgeable about various of things. Aside from that, when it comes to farming, they have thought of effectively making use of their lots, so they did vertical farming, where plants or crops are vertically planted. Because of all of this are because of all of this and some because of all of this and some unmentioned developments, their communities have also developed and are then able to support or provide their own needs. Okay, now this time let us tackle the theories which these developments and urbanization are seen based upon. Let's have the functionalist theory first. In this theory, it focuses on ecology, the study of the relationship between the living things, including as humans, and the environment we're in. While in a conflict theory, it focuses on political economy, the relationship of the people, the government, and the laws or policies. And in symbolic introduction, it focuses on the interaction of people, including language and culture. So, that would be all of my part. Thank you.
Reasons for urbanization. Historical reasons for urbanization during the Industrial Revolution. Modern reasons for people moving to urban areas, including job opportunities and improved services. So the impact of population increase on urbanization. So next is the community and crowding cities. So this concept of crowding and its effects on people in high density urban areas. How individuals form communities and pockets within large cities. So different categories of people within urban communities. So community in cities represents the sense of belonging and social connections among urban residents. So fostered through local interactions and shared spaces. Crowding, on the other hand, is a common issue in cities due to high population density, leading to problems like congestions and limited space. So balancing in community building efforts with addressing the crowding challenges is vital for sustainable urban development. So next is the ethnic villages and urban villages. So how ethnic villages and communities bring their native culture to urban areas, the concept of urban villages designed for work, living and recreation, promoting community interactions and strong bonds in urban villages. So, ethnic villages are communities within or near the cities that are inhabited by specific ethnic or cultural groups, preserving their traditions and identity. Urban villages, on the other hand, are distinct neighborhoods or areas within the city that maintain unique characteristics compared to the surroundings of urban environment. So both types of villages contribute to the cultural and social diversity of cities but have different origins and challenges. So next is the suburbanization and its cities. So the emergence of suburbanization areas as a response to crowded city life. The concept of each cities becoming independent economic centers issues that with unplanned suburban sprawl and urban decline. So suburbanization is the movement of people and economic activities from city centers to suburbanization, often driven by factors like improved living conditions and transportations. So each cities, on the other hand, are self-sustained urban areas and a periphery of major cities, characterized by commercial and office centers. These trends impact on urban development, transportations, urban planning, shaping modern or urban landscape. So next is the urban renewal and gentrification. Urban renewal is a method to revamp and develop older city areas. Gentrification and its impact on poverty values existing residents. The consequences of inequality in your cities. So urban renewal is a deliberate process to improve deteriorating urban areas, focusing on infrastructure and revitalization, with the goal of enhancing the overall urban environment. Gentrification, on the other hand, is a transformation of neighborhoods, often in city centers by more affluent residents, which can result in rising property values and potential displacement of lower income residents. While urban renewal is aimed at positive development, gentrification can lead to social and economic disparities, making it complex and often controversial aspects in urban development. So next is the rural rebound. The phenomenon of rural rebound as a people seek simpler life outside the cities, moving scenic rural areas and maintaining urban conveniences, the far-reaching effects of urbanization on communities, development, and society.
Effects of urbanization. Urbanization is a complex process that involves the growth and development of cities and the transformation of societies and cultures as they become more urban centric. The first effect is population migration. Urbanization often begins with rural to urban migration, where people move from rural areas to cities in search of better economic opportunities, education, and improved living standards. Industrialization. Urban areas tend to be centers of industrial and technological innovation. This can stimulate economic growth, create jobs, and foster technological advancements. Infrastructure development. Urban areas usually have more developed infrastructure such as roads, public transportations, utilities, and healthcare facilities. Traffic congestion. Urbanization often leads to more vehicles on the road, resulting in traffic congestion, air pollution, and increased commuting times. Access to education and healthcare. Cities often have better educational and healthcare institutions, offering improved access to quality services. Economic growth. Urbanization often leads to increased economic productivity. Cities are hubs of economic activity, offering more job opportunities and access to more markets. Increased consumerism. Urbanization can lead to increased consumerism with higher demand for goods and services, which can stimulate economic growth but also lead to environmental challenges. Social mobility. Cities are often seen as places where social mobility is more achievable. People migrate to cities with hopes of improving their social economic status, which can alter traditional social hierarchies and foster new aspirations and values. Cultural diversity. Cities serve as melting pots of diverse cultures and ethnicities. As people from various backgrounds come together in urban environments, they contribute to rich tapestry of cultural expressions, traditions, and lifestyles. Cultural shifts. The urban environment often promotes different cultural norms and behaviors. For instance, urban living may encourage individualism, consumerism, and a faster pace of life, which can contrast with more communal and traditional rural lifestyles. Social inequality. While urbanization can lead to economic growth, it can also exacerbate social inequalities as not everyone benefits equally from the opportunities offered by cities. Housing issues. As more people move to urban areas, There can be a shortage of affordable housing, leading to issues of homelessness and adequate living conditions. Overcrowding. High population density in urban areas can lead to issues related to overcrowding, including increased competition for resources and public services. Environmental impact. Urbanization can have significant environmental consequences. As cities expand, they can encroach on natural habitats, increase pollution, and consume more resources. In summary, urbanization is a multifaceted process that reshapes society and culture as people transition from rural to urban living. It fosters cultural diversity, economic change, technological advancements, and environmental impacts. While also posing various social and economic challenges, these shifts influences the values, behaviors, and norms of individuals and communities in urban and rural settings alike.